Thank you guys for stopping in again. I always look forward to speaking to you guys. This week is no different. Today we have something special.
Hi. So today I have a little bit of surprise. I have had this plant. I'm gonna tell you what that plant is in just a little bit. But I've had this plant for a minute. I went to Florida last year to visit I went to Orlando last year. Beautiful Orlando. Land of big plants. Went to Orlando last year. And I was able to get this cutting from my aunt. They have this wonderful garden with all these beautiful plants. And of course, I feel like in Florida, you could literally just throw something on the ground and it will grow. Not unlike Jack's beanstalk. But all right, I'm just gonna tell you what it is. I got this pothos, and it is an EPIPREMNUM aureum. That is a Hawaiian pothos. And this pothos has these enormous leaves, they're huge. When it can grow in a space, where it's conducive to that type of growth. And this thick stem. And I saw it and fell in love, and I spent the whole weekend there. I think it was there for about 4 or 5 days. And I wanted to ask her for a cutting. I wanted a cutting so bad, but I also feel like sometimes it's a little ghetto to ask people for a cutting of their plants. But I'm from Philly. I'm ghetto. And I said, Aunt, come up off that cutting. Give me that plant. I want that plant now. I need that plant. Pothos are one of those plants that I can take or not take. I have a silver satin one that I love. I loved it when I saw it, but nothing like this golden pothos. And I'm going to show it to you in just a minute. But I just wanted to make this really dramatic introduction because I'm dramatic. Yeah. So a couple of facts. This plant is native to India, China, Japan, Australia, and Indonesia. This plant will grow inside your house with no problem, just as long as you give it the right care. And of course, the right care is your correct soil requirements, your correct light requirements, and your watering. Online when you look it up, it says to water this plant every 5 to 7 days. I water mine when the soil is dry. And I use a water meter. I am going to sing the praises of a water meter. Not a water meter, a moisture meter. Make sure that you get a moisture meter. Moisture meters are very, very important. Okay? So just so you know, just to give you a little bit of background on this plant, it is native to the Solomon Islands. It is a climbing plant, so it does grow on the sides of things. In your house, it is not an invasive species, but in the wild, it can most definitely become an invasive species. And it also can work as ground cover if you live in the right space, okay? Care for this is really, really easy. I use a soil that is well draining. You can grow it in, sorry about that. I'm at home, I thought somebody was breaking it. I didn't really think that, I'm just playing, I just heard some tapping, I think it's rain. I use a soil that's well draining, so I use a tropical mix and I mix it with perlite. Mine is already planted, and I'll surprise you with that in a minute. But I just want to start off with showing you this guy. So this is my Hawaiian pothos. I hope I didn't call it a golden pothos in the beginning because I meant Hawaiian. This is a Hawaiian pothos. This is not the plant that's from Florida. This is going to join the plant that I have from Florida. But I do freelance work for a company here sometimes. And I got this. They let me take this. Again, it was a cutting. No shame, no cuttings. I will ask you and expect to receive your cutting if I see it. Right? So just know that if you invite me to your house and you have a plant that I like, I'm gonna want it. So I have had this rooting for a couple, not even a couple of months, I will say maybe like a month and a half. And I have some root growth. I mean, I'm just excited to get it in dirt, so I'm just gonna put it there. These are about 4 inches long, which is good for planting, but I really would have wanted them to be a little bit bigger. You can see here, see these guys? All these little, I don't even know what you call them. I guess I should know that, but I will figure it out. But this is where the roots will grow, and you can see it like right here, right? This is what it'll use to attach to almost anything. If it grows up a wall, it will attach to that wall. So you do want to be careful where you put it if it's going to be on the side of your house. If you live in a zone that will be conducive to that. I wouldn't do that here in New York, obviously, because it gets way too cold. So these beautiful, let me see, marble leaves. Okay, how great they are. They don't look that big, right? But I'm gonna show you where it's going. This is my pothos. Look how pretty that is, and how big. It's so big. So I'm gonna put this here. This is what I got from Florida, right? And when I got it, it needs to be cleaned. I didn't necessarily know what to do with this guy. I had read up on it, how to make it survive. You can see this leaf right here. Actually, hold on. Hi. Okay, so I wanted to show you some of these bigger leaves, so I had to get my second camera. Now, I want to show you this for 2 reasons. When I brought this home on the airplane, I just had this main piece right here, right? This and this guy right here. This is a cutting that I got from the same freelance place, and I'm going to put the other cutting in here too. I don't necessarily have to give you, I already told you what I did with the dark dirt, and we've done this enough times. This is not our first time at the rodeo. We've done this before. You guys know how I mix it. I don't think you need to see that. If you do, leave it in the comments. Next time I'll make sure the camera's facing down. I had to do a couple things. I had to top off the dirt because I had this guy, basically I'm training it on the root pole or the moss pole. I'm training it on the moss pole because I want it to grow up. I want to get better at doing that with my plant so that I can have better growth, bigger leaves, and that's naturally what this plant wants to do in life. It wants to climb. So why would I take that away? Why would I deny my plant the ability to climb things? So basically this video was just to kind of introduce you to the plant that I have. He says hi, and I just wanted to show it to you. So that's what I'm doing. You guys are looking at my plant. Hello, it's a plant channel. Isn't that what we do? I look so good in this camera. I'm looking, I'm like, hey, I had to back up. It was just me. Oh, it's just me. So I'm gonna plant this guy. I'm going to tie it up, and I'm gonna give it a nice little watering. I don't know if you can see this, but this right here is one of the pieces. So I'm gonna stake this up so that I can continue that growth, and I'm gonna plant this new piece, okay? So I wanna find the right space for it to be. That's what this camera's for. And again, I have not really been good at watering this guy. And it is last, so I will say, it does say every 5 to 7 days, but just like with most plants, you really have to see what it does in your environment. Your particular space could be too humid, it could be too dry, so you have to take all those things into consideration. Okay. Wow, so it doesn't look like this even wants to go up there. I'm gonna use my floral tape, which is literally just Velcro for my plant. It's so funny, when I first bought this home, again, I think I was starting that story, I was trying to figure out, you know, what I should do to make sure that I could have really good growth. And I had these dark marks on it. And I didn't have the biggest cutting. And online, it told me to cut them off. And I'm really glad I didn't, because there was nothing wrong with them. And I feel like I would have impeded the growth of my plant. I don't want to do that. I don't want to impede the growth, because the growth is important. So I kept it on. I did what my heart was telling me to do. Sometimes you just have to follow your heart. You read what you can online, and the rest, leave up to intuition. The good Lord gave it to us, so we should use it. Okay. So I'm gonna untie these guys. And again, this is just so that it's easier for me to position them. And I'm realizing that I probably did not plant this in the most ideal space. So I'm just moving it around, making sure that it's where I feel like it's gonna be more comfortable. Okay. So interesting, because the way one grows dictates how the rest of them are going to kind of sit around. So you really have to untie all of the things. I have this moss pole, which is like, I feel like it's cocoa fiber. I don't like it. It doesn't really retain moisture the way I would like it to. So the weird thing is I can just find it doing what it wants to, and it's not even here yet. Okay, I'll take that. Plant is so tall that it's hard for me to capture everything I need to capture. So I am going to have to film it this way. Hopefully in editing, I'll be able to fix it. I don't know. But I gotta stand up, because this guy is a beast. Pretty much sticked up. I just want to make sure that it is secure, because it is going to do more growing, especially because we just started the summer. And my second bedroom gets a ton of light. Like always, I will take pictures of this once it's where it's going to be, just so you guys can see it all planted up and pretty. Yeah, so this is basically it. This was really quick. It was more about me just showing you my plant. It's already been planted, it's established. I am going to feed it right now. This is fish emulsion. Well, this is my Golden Spring bottle, but I like to reduce my carbon footprint as much as possible. It was time for it to be watered anyway, and this is the time for it to be fertilized. So I did put a new plant in there to join the little Pothos family, but I'm going to top it off with fish emulsion, just so they can get acclimated. It's a space. I just moved it. I think it would like a really nice little drink. I can be a little heavy-handed with my watering, because I always think it's gonna die. This is mood moss. This is just to make it pretty. so you don't see the inner workings. So this is moo moss. Usually I just water it right through it. It's preserved. And that's about that. Okay. And that's it, guys. I'm really happy to see you. I'll probably go out on my next video, but I also want to stay in my apartment because rent in New York is a lot. So I just want to make sure I'm taking all advantage of my living space. Thank you guys. I love that you come to see me. I don't know what we're gonna do next week, but there will be something next week, God willing. If he wakes me up and he gives me the power to live through this week, we'll have a video next week. All right, guys? Thank you. See you later.
Thank you guys again for stopping by. Make sure you subscribe, like, ring that notification bell, and tell a friend so we can grow our little family. See you next time.